Hello everybody! Welcome back to my channel. I'm April and we are back at it again with another Pregnant in Planting. And this is the big one. If you live anywhere near me in Zone 7A in the US, it is time to start all of your summer seeds. I believe it's our 8-week away from our last frost date. I think it's 8, not 12. Was on Valentine's Day, and that's when you want to be starting your seeds so that they will be nice and big and ready to be put in the garden around April 14th, which is also my birthday. Very exciting. And they'll all be ready. So I have already done that. When I'm filming this, it is February 23rd. I have a short little clip the day that I planted them, which again was like Valentine's Day, February 15th, around there. We have been having a lot going on, and it was also obviously Valentine's Day. So I didn't, I guess you would say, enjoy the process as much as I usually do. It felt kind of rushed, and I was just trying to plant stuff to put them in, which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. I had told myself that I would label everything, and I think I mentioned this when we go in there in a minute, but I did not do that. I told myself I would, and I didn't, and I regret it, but whatever. It'll be a surprise when we put them all in the garden. So right now I have, again, a clip of when I first planted them. I want to show you an update of how they're doing a week out. I had fairly good germination. I had really good germination with all my tomatoes, but my peppers didn't do that hot, so you will see that. And then for the meat of this video, I wanted to go over all of the seeds that I did plant. I have done a lot of videos reviewing like my favorite tomatoes and peppers and other random things here on my channel a couple weeks ago, I think, from reviewing from 2019. So I'm not going to go into the details. I think I'm just gonna literally like name them off and show you. I have quite a few here, so check down in the description and I will timestamp when I talk about each category, like tomatoes and peppers and herbs and all that kind of stuff, if you don't want to watch the whole thing, because I feel like not a lot of people really would. But if you're interested in what I grew, I will show you that. This year, I needed to keep the garden a little bit smaller than usual. I did that by reducing the number of plants rather than the variety. I still have a really good variety, hence why I have like 100 different kinds of seeds. But as I'm sure you figured out from the title, I am pregnant and I am due at the end of May, which is like prime harvesting time here in North Carolina in my area. So I wanted to keep it more manageable so I didn't totally set myself up for failure. And usually I really like to put up stuff like make sauce and salsa and things like that. This year I'm not even gonna try. That's just, if I can, that's a bonus. I don't expect to. I do want to can a couple cans of pickles. Sorry, I forgot what they were called. I do want to can pickles, but if I don't, I don't. I just would rather do the best I can, get some fresh food, keep my newborn alive, keep my toddler alive, and that's all I'm going to do this year. So that all being said, let's look at that clip from when I first started the seeds. Here is an update with all of the seeds. Like I said, I started the majority of it. This is a lot less than I usually do. Yeah. So tomatoes I had already started previously. Ground cherries. Those are eggplant and tomatillos. The peppers, I had terrible germination with the peppers. Sorry, I'm out of breath. We're getting over a cold. My other tomato, that is pretty old. Some herbs over there. And then all my main stuff I did on Valentine's Day. Some of it is growing already. That's a tomato. Focus. You can see that is a melon. Oh my gosh, freaking focus. Okay, well, this might be a lost cause because you can't see anything. I think it's the purple that's throwing off the focus on it. Okay, and here they are. Here's a look at the whole first row of my seed starting area. I only have these grow lights, the ones that I did the unboxing for a couple weeks ago. I only have those right now, so I don't have anything on the second shelf. Ideally, next year I'm going to get another set of those to put down here so that I could have double, because I am really limited on the space that I have. I can only fit so much here, and they're really not that wide. I thought they would be wider. Let me see if I can get an aerial shot. I thought they would be wider. They only cover about half of the shelving unit, so the plants that are kind of on the ends, like these right here and those back there, don't really get as much light, which I don't like, and I need to find a better solution for that. Right now I'm just kind of rotating them. But here is everything. These tomatoes, oh man, I need to insert when I started these. I believe it was the second to last week of January, I think January 20th. You can see they are a little bit leggy, which I don't love. The two in the middle there, if you can see, they did not germinate, so I restarted them. I know the bigger ones are covering them, but at this point I was just trying to get stuff in. Back there, the little plant sticking up is a cucamelon, and around that are my ground cherries. I only had one cucamelon seed left. So I did plant it, but I don't know. I could take them or leave them. They weren't that impressive. Here on, oh, one of them is kind of tilty, but on the left of the next seed cells, those are tomatillos, and then those are eggplants. Over here are peppers. I did not have a good germination with my peppers. I started them the same time that I started my tomatoes, and I know they do take longer in general to sprout and develop. I wonder if it'll zoom in. My camera doesn't really focus very well. Only one came up the first time, and I waited until, I guess, like a week ago to replant them. And 1, 2, 3 more are coming up right now, but I was not happy with the germination. I don't know what happened. Usually I have a really good rate. I don't know, and most of them were new seeds, so I'm not sure. All through here are the majority of my garden. You can tell, I'm sure, the squash. I did not label anything. I had told myself that I would. I think it was even one of my New Year's resolutions. I labeled a couple things, but with everything going on, I just didn't. I didn't have the time. I didn't feel like it. I had tried a new method with the newer tomatoes. I'll have to turn them around, but I had been using Christmas tags, I guess you would say, like stickers, and they worked terribly, so I didn't even bother. But you can tell back there are more tomatoes. Here is my biggest tomato. It was started at the same time that those were. It's only bigger because I put it in a bigger pot. You can see what a huge difference that makes. I have been fertilizing them. I use fish emulsion, and it is like gigantic. I need to pot it up actually, and I just have some herbs back there that I don't really care about. But on another note, I was trying to put away my seeds with my 2-year-old today, and he tried to help but ended up just throwing a bunch of trash in my seed box. So I was trying to be very encouraging and tell him what a big helper he was, but really it's even worse than it used to be. So let me try to find the seeds that I want to show you. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's start looking at what I actually planted. Again, I have already done a whole tomato review from what I grew in 2019 and how it did. I will link it above here, but just to go through, I know tomatillos are not technically tomatoes, but I put them on here. I grow the Grande Rio Verde tomatillo. I planted one yellow pear. I didn't really like them, but I like the look of them when I have a whole cherry tomato basket, a whole harvest, whatever you would call. Going with the cherry tomatoes, I did Super Sweet Hundreds. These are my favorite. Yeah. We did, I'm trying to keep with the theme of like cherry tomatoes. The black cherry, always a favorite. Alright, and I think those are all the cherry tomatoes I did. Going on to the paste tomato, I did San Marzano. These were a favorite last year. Super sauce. I have not tried these before, so this is a new variety. I did Big Mama, another one of my favorites. And then the rest I have are just like big beefsteak slicers. So just the normal beefsteak. I think, I can't remember now because I didn't label them. I'm pretty sure I did one black Tula. I did not really like them, but I didn't really grow many black tomatoes or pink tomatoes, so I wanted it for the variety. Jersey Boy Hybrid, that's a new one this year. And Mortgage Lifter. Moving on to the peppers. I'll start with the sweet variety, or the not hot varieties. Keystone Resistant Giant for red red peppers, and green, obviously. I'm sure you all know all peppers start out green and then they turn colors for the red. Golden California Wonder, which is a yellow bell. It's really hard to find orange bell peppers for some reason. I got this, which I think is a orange bell pepper, Numex Suave Orange, I think. I also got the Nikita Hybrid. Again, I think it's a bell pepper. I don't know why they're very vague in the descriptions. This is confusing because it says hot pepper on there, but it is the Sweet Thing. This is a new one. I have never tried it before. The description is, love peppers but can't take the heat. Prolific tall plants produce loads of sweet cayenne-shaped 6 to 9 inch peppers with a slightly smoky note. So I don't know what to expect from that, but I bought it and I'll try it. And then Jimmy Nardello, which I did last year. And then for hot peppers, my husband wants me to grow habaneros. I'm not sure why, because it's not like we really eat them, but I will for him. Good old jalapenos. And then the Arroz con Pollo, again, I grew those last year. They're not hot, but they're a little bit hot, so that's why I put them in there. And I am realizing I did not put in the stack, but I also grew what are they called? Ancho Grandes. Those were like my favorite last year, so I am growing those. Moving on to squash. I am growing the Cocozelle zucchini. They are the green, dark and light green striped. I love these. They are my favorite kind of zucchini. And then just normal yellow crookneck squash. I did some spaghetti squash. A hybrid of a butternut. And we did 2 pumpkins, the Triple Treat and the Big Max. Last year, the Big Max did not grow anything, but the Triple Treat grew really cute little pumpkins. They did really, really well, but they did not last very long. Mice ate them. and then something else happened and I can't remember, but they all died. I'm hoping for better luck this year. I guess I will jump right into melons, which I guess are similar to pumpkins. Crimson Sweet Watermelon, Sarah's Choice Cantaloupe, and Eden's Gem Honeydew. It says cantaloupe. I guess honeydew are a kind of cantaloupe, but they're honeydew. I grew them last year. They were really, really good. And then for my cucumbers, I just grow Boston pickling and National pickling. Literally, I cannot tell the difference between them. So I grow both. They are like identical in my opinion. And full disclosure, I have not planted this. I ran out of seed starting mix. But I also grow the Green Crisp hybrid. These are not pickling cucumbers. Oh, now that I'm feeling it, I think I only have like 2 seeds left. These are just for like fresh eating and juicing and stuff like that. So I'll probably only grow like 2 because we definitely pickle more. And you can obviously still eat pickling cucumbers fresh. So a lot of people prefer them anyway. And then going into a little bit more random stuff, we started the Black Beauty eggplant. Last year was the first time growing eggplant. I'm not a big fan of it. My husband likes it. So I grew a couple of those. And this looks really nasty because I got water on the package. But I grew some Provider bush beans. I'm only growing them right now early because I wanted to germinate them to make sure that they were still alive. Because like I said, I got water on the package. And they had like 100% germination, which was really great. We did ground cherries, the pineapple, Cossack pineapple. And then for green stuff, we did the Mighty Hybrid Brussels sprouts. I've never been able to grow really any kind of brassica. I've tried like every year to grow Brussels sprouts. It never works. I have a couple left that have survived that I need to plant out. Maybe I will get them this year. And then I thought I would keep these in because I did start them, but they got literally blown away in the tornado. I had the Waltham broccoli and just some Salad Sensation spinach and kale, the Licantio. A couple of the spinach survived, but everything else totally did not. I think they are way off in my neighbor's yard at the moment. I don't think I'm going to start anymore. I might start more kale, but I feel it's too late in my area anyway, really, to be starting these because it's going to get too hot too quick. So, I thought I'd share. Also, I had done a little bit of the giant Caesar lettuce, which we really like. We don't grow it to be giant, we just grow it to be baby greens for like burgers and stuff like that. And then I could not find all of the herbs that I started, but I do have holy basil, dill. I have bouquet dill. I really did not love it, but I had it on hand, so that's what I'm growing. Slow bolt cilantro, Italian large leaf basil. I also did some parsley and thyme and oregano, and I think I had some sweet basil too. But that is everything. I hope that was helpful in planning your garden. I would love to hear what you are growing and what you're excited about and what will be new to you guys this year. But that is all I have for today. I hope you have really great luck planting and great germination, and I will see you in a couple days.